Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Pet Crochets. I'm finally getting around to doing the tutorial for this lounge set tube top with ruffles. If you saw my previous tutorial on how I did the loungewear pants, I will be linking that above. This is the tube top I was wearing in that video. I just adjusted it slightly and added a second layer of ruffles on the bottom of the top. This top is going to be very quick and easy to crochet. I believe it only took me around 3 to 4 hours. It's one of those one-day crochet projects and it looks absolutely adorable. I love this set. If you know me, I'm always wearing this. I wear it when I go on flights, when I'm running errands, when I'm just at home. It's just that comfortable. If you like my content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future crochet patterns and tutorials. Let's get started. For this project, I'm going to be grabbing my 6mm hook. However, if you want the top to be less airy and less plush, I would use a smaller sized hook. This is the yarn I'm using. This is the Caron Blossom Cake Yarn in the color Yacht Club. And it's a cotton and acrylic blend yarn, so it's very comfortable. I actually washed this a few times and it held up pretty nicely. To start, we're going to be making foundation half double crochet stitches to our desired length. This is going to be how long we want the top to be. Don't forget that we're adding 2 rows or 1 row of ruffles at the bottom, so that's going to add to the length. And we're also going to be adding a small elastic band at the top. If you don't want to do an elastic, you can do some sort of ribbing at the top to kind of hold it better. I would suggest maybe doing slip stitches in the back loops only, that type of ribbing, or a single crochet type of ribbing. But you want to account all of this into the length of the top. So just make these half double crochet foundation stitches until it is that desired length. I'm going to be linking the video above on how I do these chainless foundation stitches. So this is the length that I have when I finished. Now I'm going to chain up 2 and turn my work. And into every single stitch, including the stitch holding the chain, I'm going to be doing back loop only half double crochet. So I'm skipping that front loop, going right into the back loop, pulling up a loop, yarn over and pull through 3 loops on your hook for a half double crochet. And we're doing this all the way down, so in every single stitch, just into the back loop, half double crochet. You're going to do this all the way down and stop at that last stitch. We're not going to be going into the turning chain. So here I am at the end of the row. This is what it should look like so far. Now I'm going to chain up 2 and turn my work. And once again, back loop only half double crochet into every single stitch. And this is how easy the top is. So you're basically going to keep repeating these back loop only half double crochet rows until you create a rectangle that can wrap around your chest, so the highest point of your chest or your chest circumference. If you're using measurements, also don't forget to take into account that this type of stitch does have stretch to it. Now I'm going to grab a smaller hook. This is a 5mm hook. I'm going to pick up where I left off and chain 1 and turn my work to the longer edge, or this top edge here. We're going to start by placing a single crochet, and we're basically going to be single crocheting all the way down this entire length. There's no clear stitch to go into, so just try to make these single crochets as evenly spaced out as possible. And we're just going to keep going until we reach the end. I've now reached the end, and this is what it looks like. We've cleaned up that edge. Now, instead of chaining 1, cutting, and taking the yarn out, I'm just going to chain up 1, turn my work to the side, and start slip stitching into every single stitch along this side edge. If you don't want to do this, what you could do is you can chain up 1, cut, and take the yarn out, and then do it again. So pull a slip knot through the other side, because we're basically just trying to get to that other rough bottom long edge. So I've made it to the end. Now I'm going to chain up 2 and turn my work. Now we're working on that remaining long edge that has no clear stitch to go into, and we're placing double crochets. Previously we placed single crochets, now we're placing double crochets all the way down this entire length. Once again, there's no clear stitch to go into, so you just want to make these double crochets as evenly spaced out as you can. And you're going to keep working all the way down. The number of double crochet rows that you do will determine how many rows of ruffles you want. So I wanted 2 rows of ruffles, so I'm going to chain up 2, turn my work, And into every single stitch, I'm going to be placing another row of double crochet. At the end, you're just going to chain up one, turn your work, and if you only did one row of the double crochet for one row of ruffles, you'll skip this portion, but since I did two and I need to reach that first row, I just slip stitched somewhere in between those two double crochet rows. Now to start the ruffles, we're going to place 3 half double crochets into this side double crochet post right there, the post that is closest to the edge. Here's my second half double crochet, and as you can see, I'm putting my hook behind that post, pulling up a loop, and then doing the half double crochet. Now chain 1, we're going to skip a post, we're going to yarn over and put our hook behind the next post, and we're going to do 5 half double crochets in this post. So once again, my hook is going behind that post out through the other side, and I'm doing a half double crochet. I'm placing 5 half double crochets. So just in the beginning and the end, we're doing 3 half double crochets. For the middle of this row, we're doing 5. So you repeat the pattern, chain 1, skip a post, and then 5 half double crochets through the next post. You're going to keep going all the way down this row until you reach the very end. The end is going to be a little different because we're going to do the same thing that we did in the beginning, which is do 3 half double crochets instead of 5. As you can see, I have 2 posts left. I'm going to skip that final post, and into the very last post, you see my hook is going behind it. I'm going to place 3 half double crochets, just like we did in the beginning. And that will finish our ruffle row. If you only did one row of ruffles, you would just end here, so you chain 1, cut, and pull the yarn. But since I did 2 rows of ruffles, I'm going to have to pull the yarn through again and start over for the next row of ruffles. You want to do this because the ruffles have a front and back side, and you want to make sure that the ruffles are facing the same way. So now I'm on my second row, and I just placed my hook between those 2 double crochet posts and pulled a slip knot. And I'm chaining up 1, and through that corner post like we did with the previous row, I'm just placing 3 half double crochets. And then you repeat the pattern, so chain 1, skip a post, through the next post or through the back of the next post, 5 half double crochets. You're basically repeating what you did for the first row of ruffles. You're just going to continue all the way down. At the end, you can chain up 1, cut, and pull the yarn through to secure. So this is what my 2 rows of ruffles look like. We're now ready to start seaming up the side of this top. So to do that, you're going to flip your top inside out. So you want to make sure that the ruffles are facing inside. And you're going to align the 2 edges and get ready for seaming. To seam this top, I'm just placing my hook through the stitch on the other side or through the other side ruffle. And I'm slip stitching. Now you're just going to turn your work so you can start working down, and I'm going to slip stitch all the way down. So I'm putting my hook through one of the stitches on the side of the ruffle, going through to the back panel and doing the same thing, and then pulling the yarn all the way through. And for this ruffle part, it's a little bit hard to figure out where to place these slip stitches, but just try to seam it in a way where the ruffles will be fairly aligned. And then from here, you're going to have clear stitches to go into, so you're going to go through both panels on both sides and place your hook through both stitches on both sides and slip stitch. You want to make sure that the stitches line up, and you're going to seam this by slip stitching all the way down. Once you reach the end, you can chain up 1 extra, cut, and pull the yarn through to secure. Okay guys, at this point, the top is entirely done. So we have our rows of ruffles, we have the top itself, and then all of these sides are cleaned up and it's seamed. Now I'm ready to add the elastic band. So I'm folding the elastic in half, and I'm going to measure a piece that's 5 inches less than the measurement of the top. I'm going to sew the 2 ends of the elastic securely together, and it's going to create a closed loop. Before you start adding the elastic, you want to make sure that the top is facing inside out. We're going to place the elastic over the top, and you're going to place your hook into one of the stitches at the very top row, and pull a slip knot. You're going to chain 1. I like to go into the very next stitch and do a slip stitch so that it's secure. From here, you're going to place your hook under the elastic and go back to the top row and find the next stitch. You're going to put your hook through the next stitch, pull up a loop under the elastic, pull up slightly so that gives room for the elastic band, and then finish off with a single crochet. And then you can tighten the yarn a little bit. Once again, the elastic's over the top right now. I'm placing my hook under the elastic, going through the next stitch, pulling up a loop. I'm pulling up slightly to make room for the elastic and doing a single crochet. And you're just going to do this all the way around. So it might take a little bit of practice to hold the elastic and to make sure you're pulling up enough so that it makes room for the elastic and that the elastic is not bending or folding. I'm also going to be linking a video up above on how I did the elastic waistband for one of my other pieces. It's the same process. At the end, I just slip stitch into that very first stitch and I'm all done. Okay guys, and here's what the final product looks like for our tube top. We have the nice secure elastic at the top. The body has this soft plush ribbing, and then of course we have those ruffle detailed rows. If you've already crocheted the lounge pants, you now have the tube top tutorial for this set. Sorry for the delay, but I'm so glad that I get to finally share this project with you guys. And once again, it's such an easy and quick one-day/weekend project that you can quickly get done. This top is perfect for spring and summertime, and it's easy to layer. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you do decide to make this top, or if you're going to customize it and what your plans are. As always, I have many more tutorials on the way very soon. I'm actually working on a pair of pants right now, which I'm really excited about, and I might have another dress for spring coming very soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the tutorials for those new upcoming pieces. Thank you guys for continuously supporting my channel and my crochet journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone!